Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new Division video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my guide and the tips that I use to complete the global event missions really easily on the hardest difficulty for all the tasks. So quickly, I'll show you guys the missions that I usually do the most. Going to the map, we only have like 15 hours left until the global event ends, but this is just in general a tip or guide that I use with my friends when I'm playing in a full group. I'll show you guys like all the talents that I use for my my character and then all the weapons and my gear set. I guess the gear set really doesn't matter that much, but the mission that we were doing the most was Hudson Refugee Camp, but this is just an example. Any of these missions in the global event that are highlighted in the purple will work. But obviously, challenging is the hardest difficulty. You get the 750 global events credits every time you complete it. But then when you click on challenging, it's going to give you these 3 different global events that you can do that give you the bonus rewards. And then there's the Outbreak, which doesn't actually give you any bonuses at all. Then you have the Severe Outbreak, which gives you 125 bonus. Outbreak behavior plus enemies are contagious and will drain enemies when they are close. It's basically a mini version of the critical outbreak, but the only difference with critical outbreak is that the enemies are actually one hit basically after someone else marks them in the head, and that's the main thing that I want to talk about in this video, showing you guys my build next. But obviously, you get that 125 global event credit bonus per mission when you complete it. And the reason why I picked Critical Outbreak is obviously because of that headshot factor. Severe Outbreak is essentially the same thing. You're still getting drained when you're doing the critical, even when you're doing severe, the same thing. The same thing, but the only difference, like I said, is they have the marking system in the Critical Outbreak, which basically it only takes 2 bullets to headshot a enemy, no matter how high they are of an enemy, how much armor they have. It does not matter. As soon as someone on your group marks them, and someone else can mark them, and then they're dead after that second shot to the head, which is really, really helpful, especially when you're playing a full group and you have really good communication with your group. It's really easy to just call out and just mark one enemy by a time, and you get through the mission really, really quickly. But that's what I want to show you guys right there real quick, but I'll go on to my build next and everything that I pick on it. I'll go to my actual build last, but now some of these could be controversial, so you guys might switch, but the main 2 things that you guys need to have are life support, the life support mod on the actual healing station. The reason why you have life support is because it auto revives you. You don't have to press anything, you just have to be in the radius of the green circle, and it automatically revives you. Although sometimes the little shield guys that have the axes, they will come over there and just like swing at you and it accidentally destroys that somehow. Also, this is another reason why I use these healing stations, is because the shield guys literally don't fucking quit running after you. Like, as soon as one person like targets you, like the entire group of those shield guys with the axes, they literally all come running after you. You could run all the way outside of the mission and they'll literally follow you all the way outside the mission. It's never been like that before, but I get it. It's a super hard mission. It's supposed to be that way, but just in general, that's another main reason why you guys want the healing station. And then lastly, recovery link. Reason why I want that is because if you're super close to wiping and you're like halfway through a mission or something and you don't think you're close enough to a checkpoint, you just pop that, or maybe everyone else on your team is super close to being dead or they are dead. You can pop that and it revives everyone. You're back where you were, I guess, before, and you don't have to restart the entire mission. Then the last one, I use just a regular heal, a first aid. It doesn't really matter which one you use. I guess you can use, I use overdose, like I said. You can use booster shot if you want. But my skill power is kind of poo, so I guess it's up to you. But some people like using the fire turn as well. That's really helpful, especially on the missions with the hardest one, like I'm showing you guys. But anything else really probably wouldn't really be that helpful unless you're using Deadeye. You could use the mobile cover. But other than that, that's basically it for the actual abilities itself. I'm going to the actual build itself. Now, like I said, the reason why gear set really doesn't matter that much to me, in my personal opinion, is because when you're going to have a full group, most of them are going to be using marksman rifles or assault rifles, and you're going to be marking the enemies like really, really quickly, especially if you have really good communication. Obviously, you're going to be going through these missions probably in like 15 to 20 minutes a piece, especially if you have really good communication, which is really, 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 really key. I can't stress that enough. But I have the lightweight M4, has deadly, responsive, and competent. Doesn't really matter that much. The main thing is having some form of a sniper or a marksman rifle, bolt action sniper. Bolt action was like kind of iffy when I started using it, but once I switched to the SVD, it really helped a lot, to be honest. Like I said, not that the talents or really any of the damage matter, to be honest, but I do have deadly, response. Nope, that's actually not right. Destructive, brutal, and disciplined on my SVD. And then all my attachments have critical hit and headshot damage on just about every single piece of the attachment, and then going on to the actual gear pieces, I have the one exotic, which is the chest piece. 1982 armor, you guys saw that in previous videos before, and then I'm running the 4-piece Predator's Mark on here. I like having the extra assault rifle damage mainly, and then the extra reload speed, 10%, which is really not that much. You don't really notice it that much, but if you're stacking it with your magazine, you can tell the difference. Then obviously I need this backpack because otherwise I would probably have like absolutely no skill power. Not that I really have that much skill power, but I did actually edit this build a little bit. You guys don't really need to see all these pieces. You can see the armor, which is 933, 953, 979, 1652. But I did sacrifice a little bit of firearms for my stam. My stam was like at 4,200. My firearms were like at 75, like 60 something. It was like almost 7,600 firearms. And I know a lot of people are going to say it's still nice having a lot of DPS. Honestly, it really is. But since you're completing it specifically for these missions that are in the global events, when you're playing them on the hardest difficulty, you're really just mainly focusing on getting a headshot, and it doesn't take like a specific amount of damage or anything to be able to get a headshot mark on those enemies. So for me, really, it wasn't focusing that much on armor. To be completely honest, if your team had perfect communication and perfect aim with snipers, you could probably have like barely any firepower, to be honest with you guys, and just have like a shit ton of toughness and like really never die that much in the mission, and just get a lot of headshots with marksman rifles and snipers. And I guess if you're in general just good at getting headshots with any weapon, you'd be completely fine. But marksman rifles seem to work the best for me and my group. Like I said, all 4 of us usually run SVDs or some form of a weapon that has really easy access to headshots. Anything maybe like urban MDR. Or in my case an SVD. But yeah, I just want to show you guys this quick video, giving you guys a like tip guide, I guess you can say, of how to get through the missions really easy for global events on the hardest difficulty. And honestly, some people say it's not worth it because they take a little bit longer, but if you have a really good group, like I said, communication is absolutely key with these missions. If you really don't have good communication, if you're playing with just 3 other randoms and you're just solo, even if you're playing with one other person, it's really helpful. But if you're playing with just a bunch of randoms and you're not talking to them or anything, the missions might be a little bit harder, because if you're playing with a full group, you can just call out that one enemy is marked, and then the other person in your group will just shoot them as soon as he has a headshot, because I think you only have like 3 or 4 seconds in between those headshots to get another one, because then you have to remark that enemy with a headshot. I'm not sure exactly how long it is. I think it's like 4 or 5 seconds. But like I said, this is the guide basically. Just want to give you guys a quick tip/guide video on how you guys can complete the global events missions just in general. It doesn't have to be only for the Outbreak. It can just be for global events in general. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. If you guys did, drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Yeah, comment down below if you guys have any other tips you guys use yourselves with your group that you guys think would maybe help other people get through the missions faster. But yeah, that's basically it. Also, guys, I want to start live streaming this game a lot more on Twitch, although I really don't have that much of an audience on Twitch because I've really never streamed this game on Twitch other than on YouTube. But if you guys want to go follow me on Twitch, that would be appreciated a lot. The link will be in the description. And then also, if you guys just go on Twitch and you search my name, it's basically the exact same name as my YouTube name, but it has the I in front of it, the same as my gamer tag. If you guys have me at it is iBallinTV. You guys will find it. It's the same picture as my YouTube Avi. So if you guys want to go follow that, that would be appreciated. I might stream tonight. Just in general, I don't know a game yet, but I will stream tonight. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.